Loose Lounge today is the original Page 3 stunner who turned heads again in the jungle this month. That's Samantha Fox, and from one head turner to another. Here for a Christmas catch-up and performing live later, it's Ronan Keating. This guest was Britain's #1 Page 3 girl back in the 80s. Long before the likes of the business-minded Jordan came along, she proved there was more to models than just a pretty face and launched a successful pop career, selling records the world over. She's recently stepped back into the limelight, swimsuit in hand, to brave the Australian jungle in I'm a Celebrity.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. OK.
So you think it's going to jump out, you can.
You can close your mouth if you want to, Sam.
That's it, but that's well done. It's staying there. Well done. 30 seconds, you want another start. Right? 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Well done, Sam. Well done.
Well done, Sam.
What was that like?
Not something I'd like to do every day.
Oh, she's game. Please welcome Samantha Fox.
There's nothing in here, is there?
Good for you.
Trust us.
Brave girl.
You
How
are
horrible was that?
very brave.
Well, it was scary, I've got to say, because it was huge, and I'm thinking, will it stay in my mouth? My mouth's not the biggest mouth in the world. But it actually jumped out 3 times.
Oh!
Yeah, so what you saw there was just the once that I put it in, but 3 times I did it. Went like that, and it crawled down me cheek and down my arse. Then I did it again, and it went down that side. And then the 3rd time, it went down and tried to get into my cleavage. And I was like, get out, get out. And then I did it, but it was like, stay in. Will you just stay in this time, you know? And it just kept coming out all the time.
I don't know how you did it.
I don't know.
Nor do I.
It's making me feel sick watching
But you just jumped in at the deep end, didn't you? You
Sure.
went in before everybody else, and you're like,
yeah, 1 minute
in
I
your
was on
dress
the,
and everything.
Yeah, look, 1 minute I was on the luxury yacht. You could just leave in the Versace, and then we had to draw straws, and who was going to jump in these shark-infested waters and live on the island for the night. That was it. I was in with my little dress, swimming over.
You and
Stayed
Gino.
there. Me and Gino, yeah.
And I would imagine this isn't the first time that they've asked you to take part in the show.
No, it's not the first time, no.
So what made this year the right year for you?
I'd not long been to boot camp, yeah, which I really enjoyed. I don't know if any of you girls have ever done it.
No.
No.
But you face a lot of your fears in boot camp. Like, one of my fears was heights and stuff like that. And so I learnt rock climbing, and I was doing a lot of zip wiring through trees. And I was thinking,
fitness thing?
Yeah, fitness thing, yeah. I just wanted to get fitter because I had a tour come up and stuff like that. And then I was asked to do it, and I was like, I felt ready for it for the first time. Whereas probably in the past, I watched it and I thought, oh, God, I don't know if I'd be very good at that.
I thought you were great in it. Sorry, Linda. I thought, from seeing you hold that spider in your mouth, I was excited about seeing you for the whole programme.
Yeah.
It was just a
I
bit
wanted to do more
unfortunate that
after
Katie
that.
came in and took all
Yeah,
the
I
trials,
know.
really.
Never mind. But thanks for the food, Katie. You know, she did win us a lot of food.
She did, actually. She did. She worked very hard at that. And, I mean, this was the first time you two had come into contact with each other. And I suppose she is 20 years on what you were back in the 80s.
I guess
she
so,
was.
yeah.
She's the modern-day equivalent of you. How did you have that common ground? Did you get along?
We had some nice little chats, actually. And then, unfortunately, I was put into exile. We lost a game holding a stick. Do you remember that game?
Yeah.
It was like Gino was going mad. I don't believe why I'm holding a stick to learn this in the jungle. Why a stick? And we lost this game, me and Gino. You should have heard what he was saying. It was hilarious.
So were you there the night that Kim Woodburn gave Katie a piece of her mind?
I was there, yes.
Was that not... Did anybody not want to stand in and say, all right, you've made your point?
I thought Katie was going to get up and give it some back, to be honest.
She took it well, didn't
But she
she?
just
No,
sort
I
of
think she
took
was very wary of not getting into anything.
And it's like me as well. I remember going into that show, and I remember promising me mum if there was... I'd never stand for bullying. If I saw anyone being bullied, I'd be straight in there. But if there was, like, cliques of people, you know, kind of gossiping about people or talking, I wouldn't get involved. So when that was happening, I thought, I'm not getting involved. This is not between me,
Stand
it's
back.
Katie and Kim.
Yeah.
And otherwise, do you know that's an old saying, the messenger always gets shot.
Yeah.
And you start getting involved, and then everything it reverses onto you, doesn't it? So.
Do you know what was interesting for me, though? It was listening to her talk about, you know, kind of the fact that she'd gone on to a show where she's filmed 24/7 to escape the media attention. And you look back to your heyday. I mean, you were one of the most photographed women in Britain after Maggie Thatcher and Diana.
That's right, yeah.
And yet, you had none of that, did you really, Sam? It was a different time, a different era. Do you think you would have coped under today's media pressure?
Oh, definitely. I think because remember when I first came famous, I was only 16.
God,
and
that's young.
Yeah, and I had a 4-year contract with The Sun. So from 16 until I was 20, it was non-stop glamour modelling, celebrity, presenting shows and stuff like that. But I guess if I could handle it at 16, I could handle it any time.
I think I didn't realise you were that young. I think people forget how young you were.
Well, you
really.
quit when you were 20, didn't you?
Quit modelling
to
at
start
20,
singing.
yeah.
And
Do you mind being reminded of that, though, all the time?
Modelling?
Yeah,
Can't
because
get away from it.
you're a singer, aren't you?
Yeah.
So, you know, that's the thing that haunts you, isn't it, really?
Well, I guess because of the internet, and you can never get away from it all. And I'm still getting cabs now, and blokes go, "I ain't seen the Pope lately." But I say it's been 20-odd years.
Yes, exactly.
Get over it.
It's true, though, isn't it? We were saying what things come back to haunt you, as it were.
Yeah, especially certain hairstyles. You know, certain
Your
them,
hair in the 80s.
Some of them hairstyles we all had, though. Do you know what I mean?
there's a lot of hairspray happening in the 80s.
yeah,
That's
big hair.
the reason
Yeah.
that we've got no ozone layer.
It was
I'm
making
telling
me
you.
laugh just now when you said you had that flick and it didn't move. I had them. They were just like two wings, and if it was windy, they just used to go like that. Take off.
But your music career, I mean, you travelled that around the world, Sam. I mean,
Yeah.
there were times when you flew to Colombia to make some
Concerts,
shows there.
yeah.
50,000 people met you at the airport.
Yeah, I know, madness.
Yeah, I mean,
It's very emotional, actually, emotional time. Because I remember getting in the car, was shoved in this car by all these police and military. So there were so many people, and I remember being interviewed by the radio, and I remember crying, going, "Oh, I feel like the Queen."
Well, you were the Queen of Pop for a long time, and you are now reissuing your greatest hits.
I am indeed.
Yeah, they are Samantha Fox Greatest Hits. It's out right now, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's doing really well. I'm really pleased. And we've got a whole tour coming up at Great Britain next year, which should be fab, because I haven't toured Britain for 5 years.
We'll,
So we've got,
we'll
like,
be out
20
to
shows
see you.
coming up.
Well, one of the original Loose Ladies you are.
Oh, thank you very
Loose
much.
from the start. And it's been great having you on the show today. The very best of luck with the tour
Thank you,
and the
Kate.
album.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Samantha Fox.